Hello, welcome to my stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet. It's DC Lasair. It's great. Just let me get my headphones in. Hope you all had a good weekend. Welcome on in. I was gonna find a game to play this weekend, but I didn't. So I want to look at PS5 games. Maybe there's something there. So I thought today we could just kind of relax into our week and chat a bit about whatever's. Getting my foot warmer so my feet are warm. That's what foot warmers do. They warm your feet. Anyway, pause the music. I hope you're all doing good. Hello, JD Lady. Welcome on in. Did that. Let me toss in the affiliate links for Doros and Fantasy Grounds. Use the code DC Lasair. On Doros, you get 30% off for 3 months. And if you use my Fantasy Ground link to make a purchase, I get a little bit of that back. So, yay. Another way to support your favorite Handomancer. Alright, there are a couple of things I did indeed want to talk about. But if you want to talk about anything, we're open to tech, TTRPG stuff, all that. But there was a couple things I wanted to mention. Let me... Gotta open up everything. I had a meeting before this, so... Not everything is as prepared as I would like, so, bear with me. It's fine. Okay, why isn't that opening right away? Open GitHub issues, pull request. Huh. All right. So when I show off stuff, I normally use Zen Browser. Zen Browser had an update over the weekend, apparently. And here's what that says. Oh, I forgot to do the zoomy bit. Hold on. Let me activate the zoomy bit. Activating zoomy bit. There we go. Zoomy bit engaged. Alright, so this update includes a new feature that allows you to automatically fill your folders with open GitHub issues, pull requests, or RSS feeds. To add a live folder, click the plus button in the sidebar and select live folder. Alright. So, if you know what all that means, congrats. You can use the Zen browser to do that thing in. I wanted to mention was earlier today I sent myself a link. Grab that. Okay. This comes from Digital Camera World. And I don't know why I didn't think these were being made, but companies have taken the simple point and shoot camera that used to be on film. They were just like in the plastic boxes and you took pictures, handed in the whole camera. Well, they've done something like that now, and I don't know how long that's been going on, but a company called Yashica has made a new $100 compact camera, and it's a tank, according to the article. There's that. Take a look at it. as soon as I find my mouse again. So these are interesting to me. But there you go. Oh, that's a lot of ads. All right. So sub $100 is the Kodak Pix Pro, which is interesting. So features 3-inch LCD panel, can swivel through 180 degrees. That's neat. The AF system, that stands for autofocus. Not, what I normally use AF for. And manual white balances. Comes out March 27th. And these are kind of cool, right? This is neat. Let's check out this article. Selfie style from camera from Kodak. I mean, purpose built does one thing gadgets are coming back and more popular these days. And so now that we have these little cameras that do the same thing, and that we can get pretty good images out of them, is kind of awesome. Thirteen megapixels, full HD at 1080. Micro SD up to 32 gigs. This is the Kodak version. But yeah, fit in your pocket, take pictures, don't have the distraction of your phone. The Kodak one is 115 grams. Nice set of controls you typically see on camera. But sort of like the new, or the recent, let's get into little digital rectangles that are just MP3 players. They don't do anything else. They are just an MP3 player or a audio player, whatever your chosen audio format is. And so these cameras are also, in addition, when was this article written? So July 22nd of last year. So yeah, if you've ever used one of these, I mean, I'm guessing if you're of a certain age and in this chat, you've used the analog version of one of these. But if you use one of the new digital ones, let me know. It's neat that we have these for $100, and it's just dedicated to taking pictures. Nice. Okay, so the Kodak version has a 2.8 flip screen. Does the 180 tilt. Probably good for your social media shots. Battery life is standard with around 200 shots per charge, which is pretty good. And then, you know, since your storage is 32 gigs, you kind of got to figure out how many of how many shots you can actually put on the SD card that you put in there. All right, this reviewer says not a fantastic vlogging camera. Oh, it has its own microphone. If you could plug in a mic, that'd be interesting. I'd never use the on-device microphone of anything. Springleaf, hello, welcome on in. We're looking at digital point-and-shoot cameras right now, which I didn't really know was a world of things until today. Price seems reasonable. Yeah, for 99 or $90 to $99 for these is pretty cool. Probably a good enough image quality. For like, you know, a quick trip or something like that. Let's see here. Oh, I got a game offer. Unfortunately, it's going to expire soon. Well, unfortunately, the game uses AI, so I won't be looking at it. So that offer can freely expire. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I have made a step forward in my TTRPG Vault video planning that I actually made more of a script for myself. So I have some words I can blah, 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 and they'll be up on my teleprompter. And so I can act like I know what I'm talking about on the thing that I built. All right, put on a little music here. Reactivate that. Just keep it low. Yeah, I wasn't sure what game to get and play, and I didn't look at the selection on the PS5. I had to do errands earlier today, and then I had a meeting, so I really hadn't had time to look through games to go, oh yeah, this will be the next game that gets played for a while. Tomorrow I do have a demo that will be out of what's the word? Out of NDA, I suppose. They asked not to publish anything until the 10th, so we'll wait till tomorrow. We'll show that off. Where is... If you have any game suggestions, you know, let me know. Take a look at what my Steam recommends. Ooh. Yeah, adorable looking game called Blossom, which is an open world survival craft, Mars, base building, exploration. Blossom, the Seed of Life. Not like Blossom, the TV show. But yeah, look, you are the adorable and exploring a planet and building stuff. What is this? Just making sure it isn't using AI before I put the link in chat. You kind of want a tower defense game. This looks like it might be fun. Called Machine Mind. But yeah, we gotta find another long game to engage with. For a while. Oh, I went to the comic book store over the weekend. Let me get the things I got. So I've mentioned that we'll get to be doing solo RPGs on this channel. And we're going to start with this one, Librarian's Apprentice. I think I kind of want to build a character, and then we'll kind of talk about what the character does, sort of in a third-person view, as we go through these. But I'm going to start with the Librarian's Apprentice. I've showed this before. That's not the new thing. Then I thought after that, a good kind of follow-up to that might be this game, Mythomorphosis. You create a myth and decide how that story evolves over generations of a society's existence. Here's the cover. So this sounds like a fun follow-up. Like we create a scholar character, and then that scholar character creates some myths, or has to look in myth, and then we have a map drawing game. Let me... There we go. Ex Novo. That seems like it could build something fun. So we have a character that starts off as kind of a librarian's apprentice, gets into myths, and then how will those myths build a world, or build a city. And we'll figure out how to combine all that as we go. Kind of tell a bit of a weird, overarching, multi-dimensional story. One moment. Gotta open a package for the next thing. Haven't opened this yet, but oh, green screen's gotta go back off. So I picked this up. Artist color box. So, delight for artists and aficionados alike, this beautiful deck explores the history and chemistry of color, matching each pigment with a renowned painting that uses it with particular impact. Fascinating booklet reveals how the paints work together through the palettes of 14 great artists, including Georgia O'Keeffe. So let's take a look, see what we got. There, so instructions. Goes over the different cards. Goes over the different artist palette. And kind of describes what's going on with the different periods. And then not only does it go over the different periods, there's also the artwork captions. So attributing the artist and the color, along with the color, this page. And then what's this? This is just some sort of... Just some cardboard in the back, I guess, to fill out to fill the box a little more. And here's a sample card. The first one I picked up, Rose Matter. Color gives something about it. And then on the back is a Vermeer, and telling you about how that particular pigment was used in this painting. I don't know if you can read all those. Dragon's blood. So these are pretty cool. I have to read through all of these. I like the clean design. Here, you know, you have the color, the chemistry of the... You know, it describes kind of what the color is. tells about its chemistry, then gives you an example of the color in use. And so a few months back, I did mention wallpapers with arsenic in them, and one of the colors was this emerald green, because this does not appear in nature, but it has to be mixed with certain things, and a little bit of arsenic gets you this color. And so, yeah, people were putting up arsenic-laced wallpapers in their homes. We're talking late 1800s here. But yeah, you know, it's a great looking color, and then goes through artists that used it. And there's a famous, who's this painting by? Edvard Munch used it in The Sick Child. That's kind of ironic. Really cool book with similar info. The Universe in 100 Colors. Ooh, nice. But yeah, the layout is really nice. Just looking at these. So yeah, I saw that. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Art plus color science, all about it. Oh, and the actual comic I got was issue 17 of JSA All In. I have 16 by me. I haven't read 16 and 17 yet, so now I got 2 to read. This is a continuation of the JSA series that I was reading, starting with issue 1 of the All In brand of DC Comics. And so the first few issues was a modern story, and then for their next story arc, they go back in time and make a new origin story for the JSA, and that's what these issues are. And then once this story arc is done, they're going to go do the modern JSA tale. And how they are all connected. So I'm looking forward to that. Just looking around. Oh, hey. Amazon Zoox will test its robo-taxis in Dallas and Phoenix. Oh boy, robo taxis. So they chose those markets because of the extreme heat. Look, come to my state. Tell me how it goes through snow and cold. Then maybe we can talk. One moment. So yeah, I'm just not sure what game to play next. And I had less time to think about that over the weekend than I thought I would, so yeah, I'll find something. But again, if you have any suggestions or anything, you're like, hey, this is pretty cool. Let me know. Oh, maybe. So we'll play the game demo, or the game tomorrow. Oh, Slay the Spire 2 is in early access. Maybe I'll wait on Slay the Spire 2. Add to wish list. Yeah. That'd be a good game to play for a little bit, but I like playing longer games on stream, kind of having a continuous story to go through with y'all. So some type of adventure or JRPG or recent JRPG. Something where we can take our time, have story theories, and fun characters. And I gotta check out the PS5. There was a couple Castlevanias I was interested in, but do I remember what they're called right now? No, of course not. Let's see if I got anything on my wish list. See, we tried that. We tried that. I swear there was a Metroidvania in here somewhere. I was like, ooh, this would probably be fun. Here, that's still coming soon. We can't play that yet. Sorry, I'm checking out another game real quick. Yeah, I'll have to look at the PS5 later. Probably need some updating. Oh, another thing, and I'll talk more about this on Tech Friday because I think Tech Friday will be some productivity tools. Yeah, yes, I mean other than Obsidian, but also Obsidian. Because I was looking at snippet managers where you program a little keyword in for like the signature of your email, so instead of typing it out each time, you just put like a semicolon and the word sign or something, and then that'll be your signature pops up. The one that's cross-platform is Espanzo. And there's a Windows-only one called Beef Text, which is just a great name. But because I need cross-platform, I'm just starting to look into these, so there'll probably be other options by the time we get to Friday. Hey, Tanya, welcome on in. Just chilling out, chatting about things, thinking about the next game I want to play that's gonna take a while. I was looking through Steam, and there's some things that seem like would be fun for, you know, a few days, but I want a long story type game. Puddleglum, hello. And I haven't looked at the PS5 offerings in a while. But yeah, so these apps like Text Expander on Mac are of interest. I think if I don't find anything else, Espanzo will be what I go for, since it is available on Windows and Mac. But yeah, so if you have any productivity apps you'd like me to take a look at for Tech Friday, let me know, either here, Blue Sky, or in my Discord. But there's a few I've been looking at and considering just being a little more productive and intentional in my digital workspaces. And eventually how I can get all that information into Obsidian, of course. And today is just, relax. It's Monday. Mondays can be rough. And got a little music going. Just enjoy your time. Got to go out and have dinner with my friends. That was nice. My one friend has been recovering from a surgery, and she was like, I need to get out of the house, so let's go have dinner. And so a group of us were like, okay. And we went out, had some dinners. It was good. Time changes messing me up. Actually, lots of things are messing. Gonna blame it on time change. Yeah. Time change had me messed up on yesterday. Big time. It was just... I've overslept 2 days in a row now, and... Ooh. Got a couple videos on YouTube I need to watch later. One's about Obsidian, just in case you were wondering. Oh, Cory Doctorow was on a podcast over the weekend. Let me bring that up. He was on This Week in Tech, which is a long-running tech podcast by a guy named Leo Laporte, who is essentially one of the people who put podcasts on a map. You can thank him and about 2-3 other people for really launching the podcast thing. And he has just a bunch of tech podcasts. And so if you want Cory Doctorow talking about AI being bad and things like that, there is the latest This Week in Tech episode. Used to listen to them back in the early aughts. Yeah, same. I'm way more sparse in my podcast listening than when I was back then. So I only occasionally check out episodes of various things, but and this is, just be warned, this is one of the longer episodes. Usually goes 2 hours. I think this one approaches like 3 hours, something like that. But the This Week in Tech stuff is usually pretty well produced, so and they've been at it for 20 some years now. So, you know. But if it touches in any way on tech, the Twit podcast network probably has a show about it. And the new host coming in, Micah Sargent, is really good. Like, Micah does a lot of the, is almost sort of taking over for Leo Laporte now, and he's pretty great. So. Oh, speaking of podcasts, and now I'm thinking about books and everything, I made it through Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 7. Yay! Now I gotta wait till May for Book 8. But that was the goal. That was one of my goals, was to get through Book 7 before Book 8. But now I just gotta wait longer. Should have maybe paced myself a little more. That's okay. I think Dungeon Crawler Carl the author plans it to be a 10-book series. I haven't gotten any of those books, and buying a 7-book series ain't in the budget. Yeah. And they keep getting longer too. I think book 8 will be the longest. Yeah, the author is aiming for 10 books. Let's see here. Book 8 releases May 12th of this year. See what other facts we can dig up about it. Do. I've been mainly listening to I've been listening to all the audiobooks, because the audiobooks are really good, and they're through Audible, but there's also the guy who narrates all the books runs a place called Sound Booth Theater that does a bunch of audiobooks, and they're making a kind of another series. Same book, still Jeff Hayes, the guy who runs Sound Booth Theater, narrating and as the main character. And they break down the books into episodes, and this is available without the Amazon deal. So if you still want the audio experience of some of these books, I think they have the first 2 books now available, and these enhanced audio experiences where they added sound effects, they got more voice cast in. But yeah, the only reason I've gotten through all 7 is because there was a deal through 3 months of Audible for like 99 cents, and so I got free credit every month and for 3 months, and then I just canceled after those 3 months so I could get the rest of the books. All right. Elgato has more streams this week. Fortunately, it's just on the products they've announced already. So, like today was a deep dive into setting up Wavelength 3. So if you're interested in that, go to Elgato's Twitch, and they have a thing. That'll also be now that Wavelength 3 is out of beta, I'll also be doing a dive into it on a Tech Friday. Showing it off, and maybe I can summarize a few of the points that they go over today. Okay, let's see. Oh, I had a thought and I lost it. Shoot. Let's see here. Elgato, Tech, Wavelength 3. And wait, as I'm going to be highly encouraging Wavelength 3 as a thing to use. It's free for everybody. You don't have to have an Elgato product. Try it. If it's not working for you, you can just get rid of it, and it's absolutely free. So, but I think Wavelength 3 is the way to go for easy audio routing. All right. Oh, hey, it's break time. Well, you don't need a wave mic to use the software? Nope, you do not need a wave mic to use the software. You don't even have to own a Stream Deck. You can just download it and give it a try. Now, because it is different, because it's kind of a whole new thing, you can't import anything from Wavelength 2 over to 3, which honestly was fine for me. But let's see here. Downloads. Yeah, here's the download page. And Wavelength 3 is the second option for me. and there, if you have a Stream Deck, there is a new Wavelink plugin for Stream Deck. Tried the Wave mic and hated it. Was during Animal Crossing, I had some issues. Yeah. Yeah, well, now you don't need the Wave anything. You can just download the software, try it out, see if it works for you. I've been using it since it was in beta. And I'm routing all my audio is routed through it. And I use it to get things to the Rodecaster Duo, because it makes that process a whole lot easier. All right, let's take a break. I need a quick bio. And curious if it'll work with the AX310. Yeah, as long as Windows sees it as as long as Windows can identify, oh hey, you have a microphone, this is the microphone, Wavelink 3 should be able to pick it up. If the AX310 is a microphone, I don't actually know. Oh, it's a creator control center. Yeah, you can, I see. I get it. The blue AverMedia mixer. Yeah, so because the Rodecaster Duo posts its channels as virtual channels, I can just assign those virtual channels to a thing in Wavelink 3. And it's a lot easier than trying to deal with going through the actual Windows menu and marking things. And once I've set it in Wavelink, it pretty much stays. I've had very little issue with it. When you install Wavelink, it does change your microphone input on Windows, so you'll have to flip that back. But otherwise, but once I did that, it stays, unlike just depending on Windows to remember where I want my audio to go, because Windows never remembers. That's my one big issue with just Windows, and you get so much more control over the audio routing and bringing something to multiple channels. I can have my microphone go to 3 different audio mixes. Fantastic. But yeah, as long as the AX310 has some sort of virtual channels, that should work. All right, gonna take a break. Be back in 5 minutes. Gonna run some ads. See you all soon. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around through the break. Also, I should mention on my using of the Wavelength 3 software, because I have a Rodecaster Duo and I have a Rode Mic USB. The Rode Mic USB goes into the Rodecaster Duo because that has some internal hardware processing specifically for this mic. So I just keep that, and then basically my mic is the only audio source not going through Wavelength 3. Otherwise, everything else is getting attached to. I've signed a virtual channel to all my other software things, and then that's what you hear. Then that goes into the Rodecaster Duo, so I can control it via the sliders on the Rodecaster Duo, and that's the mix you hear out onto stream. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, so tonight I gotta run up and do a pharmacy trip. I am gonna hope to record video today finally, or my TTRPG vault. I had been looking at some screen recorders as well, wondering if I would be better served than the usual method I zoom in at. If I used the screen recorder software just for the stream, but I think the pattern will be going to OBS, record everything, and then I'm going to use the one of the OBS plugins. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it might be Source Record. It allows you to record, take your source and get a independent video of that. So I'll have my Obsidian Vault up, and then I will go through that as I'm talking, and then that way I'm not cutting between things as I'm talking. But so when I go into DaVinci Resolve, I have two video channels. One video will be me talking, the other one will be the screen recorder, and then I can just cut to the Obsidian Vault channel, and then I can just cut to the Obsidian Vault part when I need to. I think that's currently the plan, unless I decide one of these screen recorders will work a little better. But there's a lot of screen recorders, and so there is one. Since I usually work cross-platform, I look for cross-platform things. There's one called Motion Ick. It's the word motion and then IK afterwards. Motion Nick Ick Ike. I don't know. That one. But it easily does a lot more zoomy things. And following the cursor around. But I can always record the screen stuff as a B-roll later, and I can still do my... I can still record my narration tonight, hopefully. I would like to do both things at once, but yeah. But screen recording software might do a better job of the zoom and follow thing. I have to play with that.
This video, I'm going to show you how.
There was one that was Mac only, but I usually don't do my video recording on Macs. Ooh, something for Tech Friday. B-Sky CEO stepping down. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm putting that in the doc. Yeah, that'll be worth talking about. Let's see here. We have an interim CEO. Okay. Okay, yeah, let me add this to the doc before I forget. Here, this will be the... Okay, so it'll be the Friday the 13th edition of Tech Friday. Awesome. Ah, crud. Bring me back that window, please. Here, B-Sky CEO. Yeah, that gives me something to research too. Find out who this interim person is. And then if we have any idea who it might be replacing. Yeah, we'll add that to the discussion notes. There we go. Note added. And if you're curious what the Tech Friday stuff looks like, when it is in Notion. There you go. I have 2026 links, 01 January, February, March. That's the title one, so one hashtag space, the date, And then as you can see here, like for last week, I'll say Elgato, Wavenex, and then I'll do that. But that way, over in the outlines, if I ever wanted to, I can just move the dates around. If I wanted to put March 13th below March 6th, I could. But I like having the outline view open. And then, oop. And then I have a database, which every time I add a month to the 2026 links folder, every time I add a new file for another month, it gets added automatically right to here. So I can just go, oh yeah, 2026. And what I could do is make 2025 a view here, so I could click through them. But if I want 2025, so you can see I started doing this for Tech Friday in July of last year. And then December. And then all I need to do is click on what I talk about in October. And then I have everything I talked about in October. And sometimes I add a checklist so I can go, okay, I talked about that. And yeah, my only properties or front matter thing, or YAML, sometimes called, will be the month. And then as long as it's, 10, the first day of that month at midnight, that's all I care about, really. And then I have the database set up to just, okay, give me these. And so going forward, that's, that's how it'll be. So this year will be the first, hopefully I get to do Tech Friday for all the months of the year. I'll have all the way through 12 here, and it'll just be in a database. Then I can collapse it, not look at it anymore. And here I have the master list, where I just have both years in one note. And then when I do a show with a guest, like when I've had Brian Urban Bohemian on, I fill out a run of show, and I provide more context and things, so we both have an idea of what each other is going to want to talk about in regards to those links. Guest info, every time I have a guest, I just put their info here. And so if they come back, I can go, okay, here's your bio, here's your, here's a picture, there's all this stuff. And then obviously the idea dump folder is just an errant idea, goes here. If it makes it to Tech Friday or not, who knows, but so yeah, that's my Tech Friday vault. Did I do anything with this? Oh yeah, so I have a main index. As you can see, so I have guests and the links, and then every time I add a guest, they'll get here. I could probably just compound these into different views in one database, but I kind of like being able to see all three on one page at the same time. But yeah, that's how I organize the Tech Friday every week. Yeah, but I will see what is being said around about the CEO stepping down. And I think I can look at that article. Yeah, all right. Got some research to do there. Great, thank you. Lots of buy girl buy on the B Sky post from Wired. Awesome. There's one comment on here that's just 3 words separated by commas. Damn. Anyway, waffles. Wow. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, this guy and his waffles things is, yep. Oh boy. Yeah. Kind of glad that they're saying bye. Those are good comments. Kind of forgot about the whole waffles thing. Jeez. Yep. Good riddance. Goodbye.
The person coming in is a... Who is it? Venture capitalist, Tony Schneider. All right. Now I'm just reading comments. And it does look like people are weaponizing the Waffles comment, like, against the guy now, you know. Like he did, and yeah. Yeah, we'll look that up. Okay, I gotta stop looking at this article because I'm just getting angry about the trash stuff that the CEO stepping down has said before. Let's see here. All right, what else we got? But yeah, I'll have to look into that, figure out who some of those people are, and we'll definitely talk about it on Tech Friday. All right. Let's get... Oh, just a new role? Oh, well... Not a very good plot twist, right? was hoping for a little better, but it is still going to be very much worth talking about. And if you want more on that, here is an article over on Engadget. Because it's an interesting move. Yeah. Doo-doo. Oh, okay. So let's get into, instead of me continually getting angry about the old CEO here, talk about my cat. Yeah, Hannah. Got her a new scratching post, climby, all-in-one unit thingy. She's still getting used to it, but she did sleep on it on the top of it last night, so that was good. I'll try to get pictures out in a couple more days. It has a little hole to go into that she can climb in. But she rarely does that, so I'm just kind of counting as there. Hope she starts using the scratch pads. There's a pole that has a scratchy thing on it, and then there's a little ramp that's a scratchy thing. But yeah, the first step is just getting her to sleep on top of a new thing. That's fantastic. Because it's her view out into the world. I was putting it together, and the instructions, like the very first instruction was a little confusing, but eventually it made sense. I'm like, wait, this is showing me it should go this way, but if it goes that way, then the cardboard piece is up in the air and not on the floor. And so I just I could have used a little more labeling on the very first instruction. The rest of the instructions were fine, but it was that first one where I'm like, wait, it can't go that way. Why are you showing me that? Why are you showing me it the upside down way? And then you're saying to attach these things, but I'll be upside down if I yeah. So I'm like, oh, they probably want me to flip it over. After that, it was pretty much okay. They give you an Allen wrench, and there were screws, and you just screw the parts into the proper holes. That was it. Just took a little bit of time to do that. The other little annoying thing about putting it together was that there was a couple times where I mentioned it had this little cutout hole that, you know, Hannah can crawl into and have like a little house. Well, you had to screw a thing into the top of that, but you couldn't, the way it was made, you couldn't see it. So here I am, just, and this happened on a couple pieces where you're just like, okay, is it over to the left just enough, to the right? Okay, here. And then you screw it in and you're like, oh, okay, good. Like, yeah, it would have been great if they figured out a way so that it wasn't going in, you know, just wondering if I had it in the exact right spot. You know, I could just hold it over and go, okay, yeah, it goes here, click, click, click. But no, had to go, that's not right. Okay, oh, there, hold it here, okay. But it's together. It's there. She at least slept on top of it last night. That was the main point in giving her a new perch and a scratching post. So I'm really hoping for the scratchy post bit to come on in. Maybe if I take her little paw up to it and like, here, no, scratch. Please scratch the scratching post, not the other things you've been scratching. That'd be fantastic. Thank you. Not only was there the time change, but Hannah thought I should get up a lot Sunday morning, or I was way before I was ready to get up. I was like, okay, I gotta go to bed now. Okay, still sleeping. Bye. And, you know, get her out the door a little bit, close the door, get back into the covers. A few moments later, I hear the paws on the door. She opens the door again, comes in, meows at me. I'm like, it's only been 5 minutes, kitty. I haven't gone back to sleep yet. I need to sleep. I know you don't need to, but and it's like, thanks for a new item for me to scratch in addition to the other items in the house. Right? He likes climbing too. But she's always done that. Like when we first got her and we thought that we were possibly moving, we had stuff in boxes, and in the room behind me here, there was just a pile of boxes, and she would find her way all the way to the top box. And so she's still doing that stuff. There's in one of the hallways, there's a set of drawers, and then there's a cabinet can put in there. She can climb up on the drawers to get into this cabinet if the cabinet door is open, obviously, and then she'll like do a little wander up in there and then jump back down. Or if I'm mixing something in the kitchen, and since that's next to the microwave, she'll jump up onto the microwave and have to see what's going on.
it's also very important that when I'm going to bed and brushing my teeth and doing all the other things I do for bed, that she comes into the bathroom and be by me while I do all that. She's not much of a people kitty either. Like someone new comes in, she doesn't know who you are. She's just hiding somewhere. Or as some cats will go like, "Oh, hey, a new person to give me attention," and will come up to you. Yeah. Oh yeah, GDC is this week, isn't it? Here's an article from Ars Technica. Because international game developers are going to skip it in the US because they don't feel safe. Imagine that! Like, when people are afraid to visit your country, there's something wrong. What is this? Okay, no, that's just another thing to get angry about. Not gonna read that. Okay. Here, we talked about Defuddle on Tech Friday. Oh yeah, I gotta edit Tech Friday too. So we'll talk about that. Now I'm just prepping Tech Friday real quick. Here, we're going to talk about Zotero. If I can type,
be great. The Oscars are this Sunday. Sinners, perhaps the best movie of last year, is up for 16 nominations. And definitely one of my favorites. No, Twitch did a thing. Let's see here. Mobile streaming on Twitch from your phone is now easier, apparently. Okay, I'll have to find where I can see details about that. Notion has an interesting update. Not that I use Notion anymore, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, I had to cut way back on monthly subscriptions because I was using Notion. I had a monthly subscription to it. And also they were just way too much AI usage. Way too much always there. And so just cut it. But they are doing something interesting that I think you can already do in Obsidian. I'd have to look into it a little more to be sure. Me plugin. Looking at a plugin. Okay. All right. What time is it? Yeah. Get some dinner and then go get my meds. Well, thanks for being here, everyone, on this. Hey, we're gonna kind of just chill day. If I can remember how to use internet, that'd be great. Let's see who's on. Who do we have? Let's raid over to Xander. All right, Xander is an excellent person and performer. I produced something Xander was in. I remember that. They were a guest in one of the many actual play productions I've done. But yeah, Xander's great. Go say hi to Xander. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do a game I got a key for that the embargo lifts on tomorrow, so we can talk about it. Yay! All right, see you all tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and stay tuned for the rig. Bye.